What's up everyone, infyte here, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today, we will be giving every character an ability in Super Mario Party Jamboree. This was a very highly requested video that I really enjoyed making, and I thought it would be a great idea for a video. I actually had scrapped a video where I predicted all the characters' abilities in Jamboree, before we knew that there would only be 10. I had a script written and everything, so I guess this is a way to finally put that video into fruition. With all that out of the way, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, join the Discord, link in the description, and if you want to become a member of the infyte squad, feel free to click the join button down below for exclusive perks and benefits. And without further ado, let's get started. Before we begin, I think it's a good idea to go over the current Jamboree buddies and their abilities. Mario will give you an extra 3 to 8 on your dice roll, Luigi will give you higher numbers, Peach lets you get a star at half price, while Daisy lets you buy items at half price, Wario will give you 3 to 8 coins, while Luigi steals 3 to 8 coins for every player you pass, Rosalina gives you an item, Yoshi copies an item from opponents you pass, Donkey Kong sends you to a random space, and Bowser Jr. sets a half coin steal trap on the space you land. That's less than half the roster with abilities, and it is very repetitive when playing the game, to get the same allies every round. It always seems to be Mario and Donkey Kong for some reason, and it's become a meme between me and my friends that DK will show up at least once per game. Anyways, let's get started with the new abilities. First up is Toad. Toad is one of the characters that I really thought should get an ability, and was surprised when he wasn't one of the 10 that did. For Toad, I decided to give him the ability to roll using double dice. I think this fits perfectly for Toad, because in the Mario series, Toad usually runs faster than the other characters, so being able to move more spaces makes perfect sense. Next up is Toadette, another character I really thought would get an ability. For Toadette, I actually reused an idea I had for Peach's ability from my scrapped video before the game released. This will give Toadette protection from all bad spaces, including red spaces, unlucky spaces, and Bowser spaces. Originally, I had her get immunity from everything for 3 turns, but it was way too broken, so I nerfed it a bit. Another character I thought would have gotten an ability pre-release was Birdo. For Birdo, I reused her ability from my scrapped video, which gives her the ability to use a shop hop box before rolling the dice. It's funny how I came up with this, because at the time we didn't even know there was an item that would send you to a shop, so I guess I kinda predicted the shop hop box item. Anyways, this works really well for Birdo, as she is very fashionable and seems to really like shopping. Our final hero on this list is everyone's favorite singer, Pauline. Thank God she doesn't sing "I'm a one-up girl" in Jamboree. Jokes aside, I really love Pauline's inclusion in Jamboree, and for her ability, I decided to give her double coins earned from minigames. This is a bit of a stretch, but since she is the mayor of New Donk City, she must have to manage the city's finances. It just kinda feels right for Pauline to have this ability, and I really don't know why. Next up is a character that was definitely supposed to have an ability. It's everybody's favorite villain. Here comes Bowser! For Bowser's ability, I decided to let him place 1 additional Bowser space on the space that he lands. I think this is a really good balance for an ability, because it could actually hurt the player using it. Also, it is literally the ability for Bowser. Here's where it starts to go from good ideas for abilities to kinda just giving characters whatever I can think of, considering the minions don't really have much personality compared to the other characters. I did my best and tried to relate the ability to their character, but some are kinda just long shots. First up, we've got Koopa Troopa. For Koopa, I gave him the ability to use payday dice rather than the regular dice. This was another scrapped ability I had for Wario before the payday dice was revealed. I came up with this idea to get coins based on your dice roll. If I had a nickel for every time I accidentally leaked an item in Super Mario Party Jamboree, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. This really fits Koopa as a character, considering that Koopa is not only a part of the Roaring Racers in Mario Odyssey, but he also runs the shops in Mario Party. So giving him a dice item that also gives you coins makes a lot of sense. Next up is another character that was a bit easier to give an ability to. Spike is one of my mains in this game, and I decided to give them the ability to send a lodestone to every player he passes on the board. This is a much more balanced version of my original concept, which gave a random player 3 lodestones at the start of every turn. I think this is a great way to balance it out and not be too powerful. It also gotta fit Spike, since he is seen in the desert levels in Mario games and even has a variant where he can throw stones rather than spikes. Next up is a character that kinda speaks for himself. Boo has the ability to steal 2 times the coins or steal a star for half the price at a Boo space. Originally, I had it being able to use a Boo Bell at the start of every turn, but that was a bit too overpowered considering you'd be able to steal up to 6 stars if you had enough coins, which would completely break the game. I think this was a good balance between the two ideas I had, and it's another case of being an obvious choice for a character ability. Now this is where I started scraping the very bottom of the barrel for ability ideas. Shy Guy has the ability to use a creepy dice block on a player at the start of your turn. Originally, I had the idea to cut an opponent's roll in half, but I think this is a better fit for Shy Guy and isn't as broken of an ability. Next up is our second newcomer, Ninja, who has the ability to skip a random opponent's next turn. This was originally my idea for Bowser Jr.'s ability, but I decided to repurpose it for Ninja since he's a ninja and can be very sneaky. I don't think it's too broken considering it's random, so you can't intentionally stop someone that is about to get a star from rolling their next turn. Goomba is another case of just using whatever I can think of as an ability without having much reference to his character. For Goomba, you can get a hidden block whenever you land on a space. It sounds a little broken at first, but when you realize that there are so many hidden blocks in Jamboree, and that you can only get a star if you are in the lower placements, it isn't as broken. It's a high risk, kind of high reward kind of ability, where if you are in the higher places, you don't really need him, but you can keep players in the bottom placements from getting him as an ally to prevent them from getting stars. And finally, the most random ability, Monty Mole. And it's basically the only character I couldn't think of something for, so I decided to give him the ability to double the star price for all other players for 3 turns. It is a bit overpowered, but I had to give my main the best ability, or I would be betraying the oath of the moles. It also doesn't really do anything unless the other characters go for the star during those 3 turns, which players can easily avoid until the ally leaves. And with that, every character now has an ability in Super Mario Party Jamboree. If I had to pick my favorite ability, it would have to be Toadette's, because it is such a basic and broken ability that I thought would have been in the game for sure. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you won't miss a new video, and share the video if you enjoyed. Thank you all so much for helping me get the watch hours needed to fulfill my lifelong dream of being a full-time YouTuber. I love y'all to the moon and back, and I can't wait to see what happens next on my YouTube journey. Take care, and bye-bye.